Shalom family. Deception on us. This name of this video, deception on us. Is deception on our people? Do you see deception on our people? I see it. I see the deception. And the deception is weighing our people down like dead weight. And our people, they can't see the deception. If the people that's following those teachers, those Babylonian teachers, if they could see the deception, they would turn and follow them no more. But they can't see the deception because of the people that's deceiving them. The people that's deceiving them, they're hiding this. They're not teaching the truth. And these people are not studying for themselves. When you don't study for yourself, when you're trusting a man to bring you the word of the Most High, you will end up with deception on you. Now, let me say this, because I want you to understand there's a form, not according to me, according to the Dead Sea Scrolls, there's a form of deception upon all of us. And this is the reason we must go into the wilderness to study Torah and to get the rest of the deception off of us. Now, most people have too much deception. You're not dealing with the lies, the lies that we could see. Example, in Christianity, the law is done away with. They're dealing with that. That's deception on the people. And this is something that has to be addressed. Deception on our people. Proverbs 24:28. Do not be a witness against your neighbor without a cause. Don't witness against your neighbor without a cause. Here, now it's going to ask you a question. For would you deceive with your lips? Would you deceive someone with your lips? Would you tell someone something and it's not true? And you know it's not true? These Babylonian teachers are doing it. They're saying things with their lips and it is not true, and they are deceiving with their lips. Don't deceive people with your lips. And of course we have the ignorant speaking up and speaking out, giving their opinions, telling people what's on their mind, and they are deceiving people with their lips. And this is a tragic error, tragic mistake. Job 15:31. Let him not trust in futile things, these worthless things. If you trust in worthless things, you will end up deceiving yourself. Now, this is one of the ways a lot of deception is upon our people. Our people deceive themselves. And this is, why would you? Why? Why would you deceive yourself? I have an example I must give. And one of the followers, he's deceiving himself. And I'm not calling him out by his name, but you're going to understand he's not the only one that believed this lie. See, when you believe a lie, especially when someone put the truth in your face, you end up deceiving yourself. It's not on me. My hands are in the air, Father. I gave them your word. And they choose to believe something else. They make the statement, I don't agree with you on this. I agree with most of what you said, but I don't agree with you on this point. Here it is. Here it is. You don't have to agree with everything that I say. You don't have to agree with me, but if it's in line with the word of the Most High, and you go against the word of the Most High, you will have a problem. So we see here, don't put your trust in these futile things, deceiving himself. For futility will be his reward. So if you believe these vain things, this will be your reward. And this is one of the reasons our people have deception on themselves. They're deceiving themselves. And Ecclesiastes 3:24 tells us, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion. It's your opinion. Don't use your opinion. Use the word of the Most High. I don't give you my opinion. Oh, he believes this or he believes that. I've shown over and over, time and time again, facts. And they are not my opinion. Example, spiritual. It's not my opinion that there is no such thing as spiritual. Look in the comment section of that video. No one's No one put not forth not one scripture that prove there is a spiritual. And so it's not an opinion, it's a fact. We have to live by every word that come out the mouth of the Father. I'm not here to give you my opinion. To heck, I keep my opinion to myself. You should keep your opinion to yourself. I humbly ask people, if you're going to go against something that comes from the scripture, bring forth the scripture. Bring forth the verse. And what I'm going to have to do here, I'm going to have to show a verse someone brought forth to me and how it's not in line. It says, and an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. So when you go off in your own vain opinion, your judgment will be off. And when your judgment is off, your opinion is off, you have deception upon you. James 1:22. This is what we should do. We should know this verse. We have to be doers of his word. If he commanded, we should do it. If he say it, we should do it, no matter what it is. We should be doers of his word and not hearers only. Many people come and they hear the word, but they don't do the word. And when you do this, you're deceiving, once again, you're deceiving yourself. And most of your deception, a lot of your deception coming from your own vain opinion, coming from yourself. You're your biggest deceiver. That's what I'm trying to say here. You are your biggest deceiver. Not your teacher, you. Here are the scriptures. Here are the verses. People stumble upon this channel and they go against it because of what their teacher have said. The opinion of their teacher. No scriptural back whatsoever. So we should not deceive ourselves. 1 John 4:1. Beloved, do not believe everyone. Listen how I'm going to read this, because this is how it should be written. Do not believe everyone, but test the one, whether they be of the Most High, because many false prophets have gone out into the world. You have to test that one. Test your teacher. Test those that come to you with their thoughts, their opinions. Test them. Test those that come to you with a Bible verse. You see, there's Bible verse and then there's scripture. I've shown you. We saw how they changed the word of the Most High. So we can't go with every Bible verse in the Bible. And when we think we can go according to every Bible verse, once again, we deceive ourselves and deception will be upon you. Psalms 38:12. Those also who seek my life lay snares for me. So there will be those that seek your life to lay a snare for you. Those who seek my hurt speak of destruction and plan deception all day long. This is how deception get upon the masses. We should know this. We should understand how the enemy works and how it's one lie after another. He tells one lie after another. John 8:44. And we know this. You are of your father, the devil. This is what's wrong with a lot of these teachers. But I'm bringing out one little specific point here. And the desires of your father, you want to do. Now, we should do the desires of our Father in Shamayim. We should do the desires of the Almighty Father, not the wicked one. For he was a murderer from the beginning. I have to stop right here. He was a murderer from the beginning. You must understand, anyone that's a murderer, the scripture said they should be put to death. A murderer, make sure you understand a murderer according to scripture. A murderer is the person that have killed an innocent person. A person that kills an innocent person, he's a murderer and does not stand in the truth because there's no truth in him. When he speaks a lie, he speaks from his own resources. You see, he's speaking out of his own resources, out of himself, out of his opinion. For he is a liar and the father of it. And we understood and we understand that Paul was a murderer. Yeah, I'm bringing it to Paul. Shaul was a murderer. The churches taught us this. They taught us incorrectly. They said Paul killed Christians. Paul killed those keeping Torah. That's who he killed. He didn't kill Christians. He created Christians. He wasn't murdering Christians. He murdered those that keep the Torah. Remember, he taught against circumcision. He was against the circumcision. He was against Torah. He said from Mount Sinai came forth bondage. This is what he said. He called the Torah a curse. You're under the Torah, you're under a curse. He was a murderer. And my question is, if you defend a murderer, surely deception is upon you and our people. There was one in the comment section. Now this one I think he was blocked. This rebel was blocked. Because he's threatening me with the fact that I need to be careful speaking against Shaul. The Most High, listen, let me tell you this. He was a murderer. The Most High don't want us to be afraid of a murderer. Who in their righteous mind going to be afraid of a murderer? But I'm not going to uphold a murderer. Shaul was a murderer, and we know this. He was a murderer because of his father. His father was the devil. I showed you how he twisted the scripture and he made it something else. He changed it, which makes him a liar. When are we going to see this? When are we going to wake up? And I'm supposed to be afraid to speak against Shaul, a murderer? Let me show you what the scripture says about a murderer. Leviticus 24:17. Whoever killed, it should be whoever murders. Whoever murders any man shall surely be put to death. Here is Shaul. Shaul should have been put to death. And there were men that tried to put him to death. Numbers 35 and 30. Whoever murders, it should be murders a person. See, whoever murders a person. Then the next part, the murderer. Not whoever kills, because we're supposed to kill those that the Torah said that should be killed. The guy that was picking up sticks on the Shabbat, Moshe didn't know what to do with him. He was the first to break the Shabbat. He was picking up sticks for a fire to make for his family so they could be warm. He was picking up sticks on the Shabbat. Moshe said what to do with him. Listen what the Most High said. You shall stone him with stones. You see, they killed him. They was righteous. But this guy broke the Shabbat and they stoned him with stones. If Shaul was in the wilderness and he was killing those that kept Torah, they wouldn't have to ask what to do with him. They would just have put him to death. They would just have stoned him. Shaul wouldn't have made it in the wilderness. You don't know this? You didn't know this? So the murderer shall be put to death on the testimony of witnesses. And surely there were many witnesses against Shaul. But one witness is not sufficient testimony against a person for the death penalty. Okay, this is Wisdom of Solomon, 15 through, this is chapter 14, 15 through 31. All right, for a father consumed with grief at an untimely bereavement made an image of his child who had been suddenly taken from him. All right, this is, we know what this is here. We know what they done. This man, his son, he had to experience an untimely death. And he took his son that was a mere man and made him a mighty one. So he took him and now honored him as a mighty one. What was once a dead human being, and handed on to him his descendants secret rites and initiations. We understand who do these secret rites and these initiations, the masonry. We know they do these things in secret. They do many, many things in secret. You think the Most High is not going to uncover and reveal their secrets? And here it is. We're reading about their secrets in the scripture.